Hello, everybody. It's Alex, also known as Awesome Dude, also known as Awesome 2 on this channel. First, I just have a story to share with you guys. All right, I recently graduated from high school, and we had a grad party. For this grad party, our administration, whatever, our school hired a hypnotist, and he does this kind of thing for grad parties sometimes, where he picks out some of the students from the crowd, and then he hypnotizes them. It was super cool. It was awesome. I loved it. Personally, like one of my friends was hypnotized and then we clipped him. He was like on the ground crawling around like a dog. So that was really cool. And at the end of it, I just remember being really curious about how this hypnosis actually worked. I came home, I looked it up. So how it basically works and what I believe to be true is that the hypnotist does this thing to make your conscious mind fall asleep, and you have to be prone to it. Maybe that was part of the thing he explained, where you hold out both your hands like this, and then you visualize one hand is light as a feather, the other one is heavy, and then you fall asleep or something along those lines. And while you're asleep, your conscious mind is asleep basically, but your subconscious mind is still awake. And it's very prone to suggestion, which is why the hypnotist can go ahead and say things like, "Oh, crawl like a dog," and then you'll do it because you're prone to suggestion. You know, that's just what I believe to be true. Like some of my friends, they thought it was all LARP. They thought it was like, get a load of this guy Alex. You know, he actually thinks it's real. I think it's real. And I'll get more into like why I think it's even more real now. A few weeks ago, I was in China with a few friends. China is not the important part. I was watching a Jet Franzen video on Spotify, and in there, he was kind of talking about how to reprogram your subconscious mind to attract wealth instead of chase it. And that was something that was really interesting to me. I've been really interested in Carl Jung and the subconscious mind for a few months now. And one of the things that he mentioned was before sleep, he would listen to positive affirmations. And how it works is when your conscious mind goes to sleep, your subconscious mind is, listening to these affirmations, and then it's absorbing all of it. It's absorbing it. And to be honest, like, it makes sense, like throughout, whether you realize it or not, when you're like listening to music, for example, and the music is about like some boof, bro. It's about, drugs, violence, degrading women. And you think you're like aware of these things when you're listening to the music, but it still gets like, you're not, it's still integrated into your subconscious mind, and those shape your identity, those shape your beliefs. So that's not good. You need to be very aware of what you consume. But at the same time, you can also use this in a positive way where you like consume positive things, right? Like positive affirmations, like Jet Franzen was doing. And to listen to these affirmations makes you more positive. It alters like your identity, which alters your emotions, which alters your beliefs, which alters like the actions that you take on a daily basis, and that leads to a better life. So I started doing that, right? I started listening to positive affirmations before I would go to bed. It was this random guy. I think it might have been an AI voice, honestly, like before I went to bed. But that didn't really work, and I think it was because it was someone else's voice. Then a few days ago, so now like we're following the Alex cinematic universe. A few days ago, I watched a video from the best online mentor I've came across, Hudson Cosper. I'll link his video in the description. Once again, like this is his knowledge that I'm just trying to pass on, which was the law of assumption, like before sleep method. And what it is, basically, and I want you to do this tonight, okay? Because you're just missing out if you don't do it. I'm gonna keep it a buck, right? Is you record maybe a 1 to 3 minute video of you acting like the highest version of yourself, the best version of yourself, whatever you want to call it. And that's basically it. You just say stuff like, I am a millionaire, or I have these things, or I have this nice car, I have all this like abundance around me. Or maybe that's not what you want. Personally, it's not a top priority for me. I want to be one of the best storytellers on YouTube. for example. So that's what I would say. It's like I am one of the best storytellers on YouTube. I have such faith in God, and I want to make 10K per month. So these are all affirmations that I'll say, right? And what I'll do is I'll just take that video, right? And since it's my own voice, that really makes a difference, because your subconscious mind is still aware of threats. It's still thinking for you. And I think when it's someone else's voice, it's suspicious of that. But if it's your own voice, it can't really tell. And you basically trick your mind into believing these things that you speak to yourself while you sleep. So I just listen to that video over and over as I fall asleep. And what I've come to realize in the past couple of days is like my actions are like more quick. I'm like moving with speed, like I'm moving different. And I have less like doubt of myself, less fear, and more gratitude. So this is just something really simple you can do to feed your subconscious mind positive things. And your subconscious like is so significant. Dude, I'm a yapper. I'm a fucking yapper. Thank you for watching, everybody. God bless you. My name's Alex. Subscribe if this helps.